Ready, Freddy's?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Classy broad.
Let's do this.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the lovely Amanda and Lola. Do you still have NL on the end of your?
I do, because
Amanda and Lola NL. We have collabed in the past, of course. If you don't know who she is, make sure you click the link to her channels down below in the description bar. But it's been about a year since we've collabed.
I feel like we do yearly collabs and it's not even
Apparently.
intentional.
And it's always in the fall.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for having me. We're kind of in your house.
Oh yeah.
So over on her channel, we just filmed a combined Q&A with a bunch of questions that people sent her earlier today, which was really fun. So I will also link that in the description bar. So for my channel, I thought it'd be fun to talk about our embarrassing stories. Just for a laugh. One of those videos you can just throw on in the background when you're doing whatever. So sit back, relax, get your laundry, get your drink, whatever you want, and enjoy.
You go first.
I was gonna say, your request that I go first. So I'm gonna start with the oldest story, and this happened to me in grade 6. This is my friend Jill's favorite story of mine. She tells it every time that I meet somebody, pretty much. Not just guys, like generally everybody. She's like, yeah, there's this one time that Liz did this. I'm like, do you really have to tell everybody? So me, my friend Jill, who's been on my channel before, and one of our other friends, Vicky, from up the street growing up, we were having a sleepover one time in grade 6. And we were like pretending to kind of like meditate or do yoga. Like back then they were kind of both the same thing. They're not really the same thing. But back then to a grade 6 student, that's
that was
what
how many years ago? Let's put it in perspective.
That's...
So it was roughly 12 and a half-ish years ago.
12 and a half years ago.
Easy math.
Yeah. So we were kind of doing like their legs crossed and we're doing kind of thing. Just like being silly and, you know, just overtired and being weird. The girls start to go changing positions from being cross-legged to do something else. Anyway, I had a bit of fat on my legs and I tried to lift up my leg too, but I let out this really loud fart. Like really, really loud. Sorry, I just spat on your candle, I think. But it was like they weren't saying anything, so it was like a really loud, obvious fart, and I was lifting up my legs, so they obviously knew it was me. And it was like the funniest thing ever. Like they both were like crying, laughing at the time, and Jill still does not let me forget it ever. It's one of those stories that she said, yeah, I'm gonna tell this at your wedding whether you like it or not. I've accepted it at this point, so.
It's become a part of your history.
It's part of my history.
Liz Anderson History 101.
It's on my resume. No, just kidding.
I mean, it's on your joke resume. It's on your YouTube resume now. Oh my god.
The internet knows.
I was around your age too when my first really bad one, and it still haunts me to this day. Back in elementary school, we used to have sports days.
Okay.
And in my elementary school, it's closed down now. I'll say the name since it is closed and doesn't exist anymore, Holy Cross Elementary. And the school had a very small gymnasium so you could play basketball and stuff. But we would go out to the field in between the elementary school and the junior high school.
I used to play soccer there, so I know what you're talking
Yeah, so we used to do an obstacle course and stuff out there, and beanbag races. We got rained out, so they moved the obstacle course inside, and we had to do like this big high jump, but it wasn't just a high jump, it was like a big brick.
Oh, yeah.
It had like a big platform on the top, so essentially once you got up to the top, they basically wanted you to jump off and do a tumble roll onto a mat. And I decided that was not my shtick. Couldn't get up over the brick. I couldn't get enough momentum. And I just really didn't want to do it. I hated sports day when I was little. And so I pulled myself up and I was like, I'll just slide down now. And when I did, my pants got caught to the ledge of the platform. And off my pants came in the middle of sports day. Yep, and I was there in my like old school granny pants because that's what mom bought me from Walmart when I was in elementary school. Yeah, exactly. It was the worst.
Yeah.
And I was mortified. And I never wanted to go to the gym. My gym teacher felt so bad for me, he never let me participate in anything I didn't want to in the gym. And he was a guy. It was so bad. And he was just like, you don't have to do whatever you don't want to do in gym class, Amanda. It's cool. Yeah, that was one of my, it still haunts me to this day. Yeah. Which may explain why I'm still self-conscious about changing at the gym. So yeah, that was probably the worst, most horrifying thing that ever happened to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I remember hating the gymnastic stuff in elementary school. Like I couldn't even do a forward roll. Like I just could not get that momentum. I
was always afraid I was gonna snap my neck.
It always felt like that when people were trying to force me into the right motion. I was like, nope.
I'm gonna be beheaded after this. I'm not gonna make it to junior high.
My body just does not want to be a cinnamon roll. So my second story happened to me in junior high. I think it was around grade 9, according to what Jill told me. Jill was also present for this one. Actually, no, she was present for all 3.
Poor Jill.
Sorry, best friend. I was wearing these really worn out pair of black Aldo flats because I was really into flats then instead of sneakers because that was cool.
That was trendy back then though.
It was.
Sneakers were like, you were bullied if you wore sneakers in my junior high.
Yeah, so I had these pair of Aldo flats that were really kind of coming to the end of their days, right? They were really worn out on the bottom. Our main mall here in St. John's, the Avalon Mall, it has this skywalk from what was the parking lot, soon to be a parkade garage, leads into the building closer to the movie theaters. And it has this rampart that's going down on a decline that has these grippy strips, but they were... Girl!
Shh, Lola,
It's not that boring. So the grippy strips were probably like 3 years old at this point, so they weren't like super new anymore. And it was essentially the most graceful fall in all of history. I slid left leg first down the ramp, but like in slow motion. So I was like sliding like, and I just kind of landed like not completely.
She's going down.
Not completely in the splits because I can never do the splits, but pretty close to the splits. That's kind of how it looked. It looked like I was trying to do the splits on the ramp, but I slid. I just didn't have any traction. And Jill looks behind me because she was walking in front of me. And she was like, what are you doing? And I said, I don't know, I just fell.
Down she goes. I will say though, that dip in that ramp is so gradual that you don't even really pay it. Like they should have like an arrow on the wall, right? That says going down.
Either that,
going up, you trip up in it too.
Either that or they should have used the yellow and black grippy tape instead of the black grippy tape. So you can see it a bit better.
Hint, hint, Avalon Mall.
Just saying.
My next one is, I was in grade 6 again. I had just gotten my period. I think it was like my second time perioding. And it was back in the day where like the really super thick maxi pads were a thing.
Yeah.
And that's all the moms gave you.
Yeah, they were like this thick.
Yeah, they never stuck really well.
No, they didn't.
So I literally had put one on. I went back to class. I had like, I want to say dark wash denim, maybe black on. And I'm guessing the pad didn't stick properly to my underwear because I think it shifted in transit on the way back to class.
Yeah.
And I ended up bleeding through my underwear, through my pants, onto the plastic chairs in grade 6 that were attached to the desk, and I was sitting in the cream beige colored chair. Not the red chair, not the black chair, not the royal blue chair, nope, the cream colored chair.
Oh,
that was
man.
mortifying. It was like my second period ever with the worst maxi pads in the world, and my life sucked. I was mortified. I think I was the only girl in my class who got her period at that point. I was a laughing stock at my grade 6 class. It was 32 kids, 8 girls, the rest guys. I wanted to die. Yeah. Now if that had to happen to me, I'd be like, whatever. I was young and wanted to die because of my menstrual cycle. Don't use maxi pads.
At least make sure they're sticking or buy the ones with wings. So my third story, I'm going to tell 4 today, but my third story happened in junior high. It was around grade 8, grade 9. Back when... You love this. Back when... The garage mini skirts were really cool, and like garage clothing if you're not familiar. And I was wearing one of those one day, and we were walking up one of the big stairwells in my junior high school. So I was walking up the stairwell in junior high, and there was some sort of hold up in front of me going up the stairs. So the people in front of me just abruptly stopped to the point where I almost ran into them. And there was about 50 people behind us. Jill was directly behind me, and I guess like the motion of me stopping kind of made me bend forward a bit on the stairs. I guess because I was trying to keep my balance. I was probably wearing flip-flops or something. And all of a sudden I just hear Jill go, ooh! And the fabric from my skirt lifts up a bit. And I turned around, like not too much because I didn't want to knock Jill out with my backpack.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like smack her off the stairs. I turned around and was like, what? She was like kind of like laughing, but like trying to keep quiet about it. I was like, Jill, what's wrong? And we get onto the top of the stairs where she can finally go side by side next to me. She goes, my head just went up your skirt. And there was like 50 people behind me and they all saw it. I was like, so that's that story.
I mean, out of all the people to get up your skirt, it's probably a good thing it was your best girlfriend.
At least it was Jill, yeah.
Yeah,
At
as
least
long
it
as
was
it's your best girlfriend, it's okay. At the end, I'm sorry.
Do you need a minute?
I freaking love that story. My final story that I want to share is the day I accidentally made a porno for YouTube.
And she said this to me a minute ago. I was like, oh, this ought to be good.
I was having a pre-filming day. I had changed out my shirt for the 4th time. I was really warm. It was one of those really humid days. So it was like when it was like 30 odd degrees and sitting under these lights for like 4 videos was like a suicide mission. And I couldn't take it anymore. So the third video I had filmed, I had taken off my bra because I had a really baggy hoodie on and didn't matter. Like I was like talking about fall clothing or whatever. Super excited. And I was like, I'll change again. And I put on a black workout top, not thinking it would be a big deal. Didn't put a bra on. Never film with a black tank top under studio lights ever, okay? So I'm not paying any attention. I've got it on my monitor, but again, when I'm filming, I'm looking into the lens. I'm not looking at what the monitor is once I know I'm in focus. So it's all fine dandy. Editing me 2 days later looks at the footage. You can see the outlines of my boobs through the shirt on camera. You can see my nipples through the shirt. And so I take a screenshot and I send it to somebody. I don't even know who I sent it to.
It wasn't me.
It was probably the George Street girls. And I was like, please tell me what's wrong with this clip. And they were all like, your nipples. And I was like, it's not that bad, right? So I like go in and I color correct, crop that. Luckily I had like a lot of space on either side of me so I could like zoom in and crop out a lot of it. But it was my August empties, and you'll notice it's a lot more zoomed in because I had accidentally, well I didn't accidentally, I got rid of the stuff that I talked about in the video because I knew the footage was in focus, and it was garbage day the next day. So all that went out, so I couldn't refilm. So that was it. My nipples were gonna go on the internet. And I'm pretty sure there's a portion of the August empties video where you can still see my nipple, and I just gave up trying to edit it out. So
watching it, everyone's gonna go back and try and find your nipple now.
And I'm okay with that. It's okay. I've come to terms with my nipples being famous. I mean, I was texting my uncle about it, and he was like, just reshoot your video. I was like, I can't. All the products are in the trash. I said, are you gonna go to Robin Hood Bay and find my garbage just so I can reshoot a video? And he was like, no. Yeah, okay, put your nipples on the internet. And I was like, thank you. That was it. That's really, it's fun. It's not even that embarrassing. I'm not ashamed of it. But there's a life lesson in it, folks. Don't do what I did. Learn from my stupidity and don't put your nips on the internet when you can avoid it.
I enjoyed that one.
I'm glad.
My last story is your favorite.
Yeah.
I told her about 2 minutes ago. She was like crying.
Like, do it again, say it again, say it again, say it again. That's why you guys are getting 4 from her, not 3, because I couldn't pick just 3. You're welcome.
So, Jill was also present for this one, along with my mom, her ex-husband, and his youngest son at the time. We were camping in Terra Nova National Park. And
beautiful park.
Gorgeous. Where I'm actually going tomorrow. Woo! Spontaneous back again. Essentially, we were out in this area of the park called the Sand Dunes.
You could go relive this story tomorrow. And then insert close-ups of Bumpy going.
I don't know if Mom would be able to find them again.
Oh my god.
Because we basically off-roaded to get to them. We get out to these sand dunes and it's really hot and sunny. It's like almost like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's like scorching hot and there's very little wind. So you can notice like all of the bugs around you, right? And they all climb up to the top of the sand dunes because the way it's shaped, it's kind of like a coliseum. The hills are kind of on the sides in a circular C shape.
There's a big dip is what she's trying to say, right?
Yeah,
like
there's
like
like
a dip in walls and then people can be up here and down here.
Yeah, there's like a little valley in the center. So I was still down in the valley, like just taking pictures or something. The 4 of them had already gone up to the top and I was still down on the bottom. So I was like this big to them and they couldn't see why I was running around back and forth like this, screaming. Not like loud screaming, just like, ah! Like, get away from me! And they couldn't see what I was running from. There was a wasp who was very aggravated, chasing me. I guess the wasp probably smelled like hairspray because I didn't wear perfume because I knew bugs were attracted to perfume. So I didn't wear perfume, but I think it probably was like hairspray or something, or shower gel or whatever. And
any sort of girly cleaning product.
Any sort of hygiene product, exactly. I think that's what like made it interested in me. But because I think it knew that I was afraid of it, because I hate wasps. They just freak me out. I don't like them. But yeah, I was being chased by a wasp and they couldn't see the wasp. So they were seeing me just running around back and forth screaming. And Jill kind of goes over to my mom and she's like, what is she doing? And Mom was like, I have no idea. And then she shouted out to me, she's like, what's wrong with you? Or something along those lines. And I was like, well, I'm kind of being chased by a wasp. And then everyone just started cracking up laughing. So that's the wasp story.
When she said it to me the first time, she was like, I was at Terranova and I was getting chased. And my first thought was, oh my god, you were chased by a bear, because there are a lot more bears out in Central.
There are. Yeah.
So that was my first thought. Terranova National Park.
Well,
there are a lot of bears.
It's protective land, so.
There are bears and there are moose. There's also the big wildlife creatures. And then she goes, it's a lot. I have to just...
Nature sure it's all over me. Hello? I'm filming with Amanda. What are you doing? For my channel, we're filming embarrassing stories, and I just told the wasp story from the sand dunes. Remember that? Amanda says hi.
Way to record your conversation. At least now you won't forget what time to be ready.
That was fun. I feel very vulnerable now.
Lola, stop being rude. I don't think I've ever told the gym story.
I've never heard you mention it before.
It scarred me for life, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I was really thinking of really embarrassing things because I don't embarrass easy.
Just
I'm
not-
so over it now, and I think it's because I'm so open about my period. Like, I'm supposed to start my period in the next 2 days, and I'm just like, the whole world knows. We bought an ice cream cake from Moo Moo's today because why not at work? And that was part of our lunch, so.
Yeah, delicious.
Speaking of ice cream, Shauna wants to know if you want to go get some ice cream.
Right now?
Yeah, I can drive.
Yeah, sure.
Yay! Let's do your after
Let's go get ice cream.
Let your uterus be your guide. Like Jiminy Cricket.
Tune into the vlog for that footage.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you found this video entertaining.
I want to know if you guys suffer though, don't you? If you guys relate, leave a comment.
Yeah, if you have similar stories or any other embarrassing stories you guys want to share with us, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to head over to Amanda's channel. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. I love her to death. She's the most genuine, hardworking person I've ever met.
I love you too.
And yeah, I will be back soon with another video. Bye.
Bye!